for a scrimmage.
You know, it's a big deal here, obviously, to get in for $7, but to get the first look at the new Buckeyes, I think is important for a lot of fans.
In game, the Scarlet versus the Gray, and McCord throws incomplete in the very good debut from under center. The handoff to Mayan. Marvin Harrison Jr. in motion on third down. 3 points on the line for the Ohio State defense if they can force a 3 and out. And they do. A big pass break up there. Rugby style punt there from Jesse Mirko. And Hayden stays on his feet through initial. Jebbia throws, and the pass is hauled in. Impressive grab by of the spring game with the number 2 unit on the field. Here's Hayden catching the ball out of the back. Second down, and Hayden. Jebbia hands it off to Hayden, who slips through and gets fourth down and short, and Hayden did not get the first down over the course of the spring practice season. Now Jebbia, and he overthrows his intended target, Kojo Antwi. So on second down, Chip Trainum is in the backfield, and the throw goes to Antwi. It's juggled and caught. Both on the field right now, calling plays in the huddle. Here's Jebbia on third down, and he got his signals crossed there with
really good at what they do.
Mirko the punt, and Brown makes the catch just across the 5-yard line. Third season in the program. And Mayan Williams.
Trigger, he's a guy that can go.
There's Mayan Williams, stood up.
I think health is going to be first and foremost for him. We obviously talked about Mayan Williams and the size that he has. We would talk about Marvin Harrison, phenomenal.
McCord moves the pocket and throws it away. It's second down. There is G. Scott Jr., the tight end. McCord flips it, and it's caught underneath to Marvin Harrison Jr. That's good for a first down.
To stop. There were some points in the offseason where I said, you can't train this much. All he wants to do is grind, and this is the reason why.
There he is again on the crossing route. They are trying to build his route tree, Joshua. They're not lining him up on the outside as much as they did during the regular season last year.
And it's a good thing for Marv because that versatility is going to come into play when he gets to the league. Now you see him on a deep over route right there, and just the tempo of the route to be able to get over the second level, stay under the third level, really good job. Always take that next step.
Brooke Fletcher's got a little bit more on Marvin Harrison Jr. as that's through the hands of Cade Stover incomplete.
Are looking for, and Marv has been great when it comes to contested catches, and he's
the greats do. Third down for McCord, and that's broken up, intended for Carnell Tate. That's Burke.
Yeah, this spring than they did a year ago, and that shows the improvement that they're looking for.
That field goal is no good from Jaden Field. Glorious afternoon in Columbus. Here's Chip Trainum with his first carry of the spring game. And Tristan Jebbia throws his way, and the pass is caught by...
He's been somebody who's been able to provide great perspective and keep pushing both of them in that room.
Here's Trainum, who slips his way to the 40. First down for Jebbia at the controls. Looked like he was going to take a shot. Now he runs in the play spring practice as well, putting it together on the field. Jebbia, they let the play run this time, and as Jebbia angles his...
that he likes to run. Now these guys have a baseline. They have an understanding of what the defense is supposed to look like and where the pieces fit in. And now it's more about
Ohio State this season. Train him on the carry, and he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Tried to put him in that hybrid role of defensive end linebacker. There's Trainum brought. Jebbia on the crossing route. Pass hauled in by Caleb Brown. Ohio State tries its second field goal attempt of the day, and this one is good. A 38-yard try. All-American wide receiver in Ohio State program history. Dallin Hayden.
To see what this new chapter looks like.
Kyle McCord at the controls.
Honored for All-American award last year. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was but at the same time, I mean, I've played for good quarterbacks, but going against guys like Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, those type of guys, I've been waiting for that, you know, since I was a kid. You know, I mean, one day, you know, to think it's okay that things are going to be a slow process as long as they have that fight to keep going, you know.
Words of wisdom from Paris Johnson.
But you can see how much that's paying off defensively because these guys are able to really just play fast. You're seeing a lot of
older, get to that veteran status. This becomes, you know, the shine wears off a little. Jesse Mirko, the punt. Jaden Ballard signals for. Brown underwent a minor procedure on a finger on his throwing hand. It's not expected.
The backup quarterback may only get 3. They might not get any at all. And so there's a deficit in rep.
McCord airs it out, looking for Ballard, and the pass incomplete. On first down, here's Chip Trainum. Trainum tried to tiptoe his way. Trainum stacked up, and that's another third down for the offense. Over the middle. Pass is hauled in. Defenses look good, though.
Yes, the defense has looked good. Again, I've been saying it. The offense is not really opening up their playbook right now. I don't think there's a little feeling out, and then all of a sudden it all clicks.
McCord escapes the pocket. And
is Michael Hall Jr. And there he is right there. He was first to get to the ball on that play. He was crazy, but the thing that I think he has to work on is the consistency to his game, because you'd see him have a big game. And
here's McCord on fourth down. Pass is caught by Caleb Brown, and he has a first down. Sustain that on an 8, 9, 10 play drive. Can you sustain that into the fourth quarter of a game? It's not just about the first quarter. Second and short. Here's Dallin Hayden, and he's hit by Sawyer. Brings up second down. McCord on the pitch to Hayden. Hayden tripped up. A fine.
Typically seen with C.J. Stroud with his preferred skill set. He was a true pocket passer, and I think in the box count.
Second down and Trainum. It's McCord looking for the tight end Royer, and it's incomplete. In the field, everything goes right. McCord to the end zone looking for Tate, the freshman, incomplete. He's covered by Jair Brown. Coaching staff has been so impressed with his maturity.
What I was told about Carnell Tate is that as a guy who had only...
Jebbia, the quarterback, and he throws wide. Very much a work in progress at this point in the calendar year.
Coaches see the spring game
with the longest play of the day by far for the Ohio State offense. And their first touchdown of the spring game. Chip Trainum. There we go.
No, the offense is going to be happy. The defensive staff on the other sideline is jumping up and down, ranting and raving right now. And this was something we saw late in the season from the Ohio State defense. You see a guy come underneath a block that's probably supposed to make it over the top. You're not filling the gaps properly. And all it takes is one. And you get these explosive long runs just from how aggressive this defense is. And say, this is what we cannot have again. Trainum showing off some wheels, though, and again, like I said, he's a guy that I think...
Axe forcing a punt. McCord to Hayden, the running back, and he's cut down. Hayden on the ground, picks up a first down. Still in the backfield on first down. McCord dirts it. McCord moves out and picks up about a yard.
Right now, understanding that while you're in the midst of this competition could become a separator.
Incomplete over the middle.
Another one of those freshmen, early enrollees, coming in right away, ready to compete for a job.
It's another point for the.
They're there now, and of course you've got that game in Ann Arbor that a lot of people have circled on their calendars right now.
Trainum
Performing really well in this game today.
especially coming off a long touchdown run on his last drive. Pass to the sticks is caught.
For me, is always valuable, and when you can get it out here in front of a crowd, I think it even increases that value.
Jebbia in trouble and sacked, if you will. Hiro Kanu, the defensive tackle who's been involved on a couple of backfield pressures now.
The best are already competing at the top of their room.
Hey, man, you know, that's the best things about the port.
McCord checks it down. There's Hayden. We've seen a lot of running back utilization out of the back.
About second and medium here.
On the ground to Hayden. He runs into.
Yep.
Nearly intercepted.
Great.
That's our guy, CJ Hicks again.
Week and to see it pay off at the end of the year with the award was really awesome for me, but it was never about that for me. And
Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr., a lot of people are talking about him. What do you see from him and his skill set?
I mean, he's as good as, he's better than anything I've seen. You know?
I mean, Garrett obviously a part of that, but the future really is bright. They just got to put it together. Here's Chip Trainum, once again, explosive run.
Yeah.
Finally,
Started off drives last year, and mine would finish it and be that goal line back. Couldn't get out of that break there. But the
proved right now. You know, talking to Jim Knowles before we got started today, he said
in our whole playbook, you guys know by route formation what play is coming. That's why a lot of these guys are running, you know, jumping.
Right, because one of his greatest skills is calling plays regardless of how good Hartline is, and so you want to put those two together if you can. Calling plays.
Yeah.
here's a first down.
Oh, double move.
McCord under pressure. I didn't hear them whistle.
Where there are going to be some really good plays for this offensive line, no doubt. But they're also going to be able to point to some plays and say, guys.
The pressure they're getting on Kyle McCord.
Well, DeVere, it's great to have you in the catch.
And it was me.
Well, look at this. That's Archie Griffin, everybody.
Okay.
Number 45, and you know what? I think he's going to go all the way.
We've seen that in this stadium before, Josh.
Exactly right.
There it is. I would have loved to see Archie in pads with like the new Nike cleats and with a tight jersey.
Feels special, and he's given back and invested into this university and this program in ways that really you can't thank him for. But to see that moment, I think, is pretty daggone cool.
Pretty cool, man. It's hard.
Give up the long run, but it really hasn't been a lot going on. On the flip side, they're like, oh man, do we have an issue on offense? And I don't think that either one is exactly what we're seeing right now.
We get ready for the fall. When you take a look at, Ohio State and the program as a whole, expectations for this fall, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, expectations are very, very high. I mean, we've got
a Fairborn, Georgia. Really a lot of talk about him being a guy who's very athletic. I think he was a basketball player in high school. And
down drives. Tristan Jebbia, the quarterback. Looking for Thurman, but well out of bounds.
Who's just on the 2 deep. You got to go out and do it every day, and that rhythm has been extreme.
Yes.
When I was playing. Somebody scores a touchdown. That could be a linebacker who missed a tackle. On the idea of getting into the horseshoe for $7, I think is what people need. Like, some of the folks can't get here in the fall because it's tough. And so I think a lot of people are excited
too for the tape there. You had a great career here in Columbus.
Man, amazing time here. Love this place. Love this town. It doesn't get better than this.
I've gotten to know quite a few of them that I think are impressive.
Yeah.
That pass is complete, a toe tapper.
And I think he's taking full advantage of it. But Hartline really wants him to be able to put the full package together, right?
In the slot at the bottom of your screen. And McCord on a design quarterback run.
Another element that defense has to prepare for.
That pass is caught by the fresh.
One of the best basketball players in Pennsylvania, basketball state history, Division I basketball player.
Ohio State, it's a homecoming in a lot of ways for the alumni coming back. And there's a shot to Carnell Tate, the freshman with a touchdown from Kyle McCord in the spring game. Maybe the connection of the future here at Ohio State.
And I think we're coming out here, you wanted to see Kyle McCord specifically throw it to Carnell Tate, because Carnell Tate's a guy that everybody's talked about. We've talked about him on this broadcast, and his work ethic and his athletic ability creates that separation, is able to track the deep ball, and Kyle McCord throwing one accurately right where his receiver.
Pass. First passing touchdown of the day for the Scarlet offense.
He's not going to be satisfied with his performance coming out of here, which is going to make him compete throughout the summer. But overall, it would be hard for me to. The reality is, this is not truly what can happen in a game. Like I've been saying, offense.
In the backfield, Tristan Gebbia is the quarterback. Looking for Brecht, and it was nearly. No, it was caught. Oh, my God.
To finish the play there at the end. Like, there's all things there I could say, like thumbs up, guys. You know, pretty good competition right there.
Good to have the win-win play as a standard bearer for much of that. That's in and out of the hands of Tate. Might have heard footsteps there.
He had 3 guys closing in on him. It's a vulnerable position to be in as a wide receiver.
In that.
It's always fun to see my coaches run, especially when they were on the other sideline. You know, so. As well, I'm the head coach. I get to make up the rules.
There's Brecht on the carry. Hit hard. Brecht stays in play and is gang tackled about a yard shy of the first down. But, you know, coming to the stadium, seeing the game day operations, the pregame rituals, you know, on the crossing route, the pass is caught. And still running after the catch, Noah Rogers, he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
I mean, that was impressive from every aspect of the pass, the catch, and the run. I mean, defensively, there were many things that could have prevented this type of play, but Rodgers deserves a lot of credit. So we see the concentration to catch it. That's an overrun there defensively. Now you're coming to punch the football out, which it did move. You got to wiggle, but isn't that a situation where you just get somebody on the ground rather than trying to punch the ball out? And as a defender, it's hard to make that decision full speed, but sometimes you got to go the safe route because it could result in 6, and you give Rodgers a lot of credit for all the focus and concentration to run through the contact are things that would have never crossed my mind when I was an early enrollee in 2012.
Brecht across the 40-yard line. I don't know, a play like that for Noah Rogers, a 57-yard touchdown, some running after the catch. Maybe that's enough to remove the black stripe. He rolls out and hits Jelani Thurman, the tight end, brought down a few yards shy of midfield.
You see how it takes 2 men to bring down.
Good hands by Thurman there.
It's good concentration, too. He knows he's got to focus because he runs like he's mad. It's extremely violent. It was a violent brand of running. And I was in practice. I'm like, Coach, don't make this a live drill.
Chase Brecht running hard on what a day, just moving everybody around. Okay, Meg steps up, heaves it to the end zone, and it's broken up incomplete. And that is the final play of the Ohio State spring game. Bonnie Riley is our director. Denny Blunt is our producer for Brooke Fletcher and the Ohio State Buckeyes.